Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be sharing with you tips for sealing your containers like a pro. This video is for beginners, food entrepreneurs who want to start packaging their food product using a container. Okay, so I'll be sharing with you the tips you can use in sealing your container, how you can know a good container, what and what not to do when using a container to seal your food product. So let's dive into the video. The first thing to do when you want to use your container to seal any food product like your chinchy snacks or whatever product you want to seal, it could be spice, okay, powder or ground spice, or maybe some kind of flour food. All right, the first thing you want to do when using your container is to make sure you use the right kind of container. So the first tip is choosing the right kind of container. So to do this, you need to go for a airtight container with secure lids. Very important, when choosing your container, you need to use a container that have lids, okay? Because if you are using a container without lids, the food is even going to go bad before it gets to your final consumers. It's going to get mold, it's going to get bacteria, it's going to be infected, it can become food poisoning to your consumer. So you must get the right container, and that includes getting a airtight container with sealable seal, okay? Make sure the container has a seal, okay? Yeah, it helps prevent the food from spoilage and also prevent your consumers from having food poisoning after consuming your food products. So what's the second thing to do? The second tip is inspect your seal regularly, okay? This is very important because you have to check your seal to know whether it has like damaged or the seal is broken. This includes also checking both the container and the seal, okay? You don't just have to inspect only the seal, you have to also inspect the container. Some container might have like wear, like a little bit breakage at the edge, at the bottom. You might not know if you don't inspect your container before using it. So as a food entrepreneur, you want to use container for packaging your food product. Ensure you check your containers before using them for before using them for storing your food, for packaging your food and sending them across to your consumer. So ensure you check the containers if they are broken underneath or by the side, or they have like a little crack on it. You don't want to use such container. If it's even a small minor crack, you have to throw it away because air can go in through it. It can cause mold inside your food product, and your consumer might consume it and have food poisoning, and it can result to severe different kind of illness and even death in some cases, so which is very bad for your business. So inspect the container as you also inspect the seal. If you find out that the seal you use did not fit with the container, you might want to go and purchase the right kind of seal. And also your lids, also check your container lids. If they are bad, you don't want to use it for sealing your food product. Ensure you use lids that are not broken and appropriate lids. Don't say that, oh, I love this color of this lid, I want to use this color of this lid, and so because of that one, you know the lid does not really fit with your container. You try to force it on top of your container as a covering for your container, but you know it doesn't fit. Yes, it might kind of give like a beautiful package at the end of the day, but it might not be the right appropriate lid. You know it's not the right appropriate lid for your container. So it's very wrong for you to use that, even though it's attractive. It can it's eye catching, it can attract, like the packaging can really be appealing before your consumers, but then it's a wrong lid. So you might want to always use just the right lid for your container. And also, if you are using seal, make sure the seal is not damaged, it's the right kind of seal. So what is the next thing to do? Tip 3, when you are using a container, if you want to seal use a container like a pro as a food entrepreneur, tip 3, you have to use a clean and dry container. Okay, so you want to ensure that both the container and the lids you are using, they are thoroughly clean and dry. The reason is, if you use a wet container, maybe you wash your container before using it. There are some cases you get container like that. You might want to wash to remove the chemical. Like there are some container, they have a very strong smell of chemical. Those are not food grade container, so you might want to check before getting your container. Make sure you are getting a container from a food grade company. Okay, ensure your containers are food grade containers. Okay, because when you get those containers that are not really food grade container, that is when you have those kind of bad chemical smell in some of the containers, and you might want to wash those containers before using it to remove the smell of the chemicals. Okay, you know, plastic are made up of chemicals, and sometimes most of this plastic come with a very hard, harsh smell chemical odor in it. So most of those kind of container, they are not really suitable for food. There's a food grade container. I think that's what you should use if you are trying to see your container like a pro. You want to do the right thing. Okay, that means using a food grade container. So if you are using a food grade container, you don't need to worry about washing it. Okay, but then if you get a container that it's maybe food grade, but the manufacturer did not do a very good work in manufacturing it, and you have some smell of chemical inside, you might want to wash it before using it. So after washing it, you have to ensure that the container is dried. Okay, ensure your containers are very dried. If you are using bottles, also ensure it's very dry. Whatever container you choose to go, plastic or bottle, make sure it's dry, because when it's wet, it's mushed, and you put your food product inside, it's already mushed. And you know, any product that have mushed in it or moisture in it, it has the ability to grow bacteria or mold. Okay, and those kind of problem, if you encounter those kind of problem in your food product, it's already bad for your food product. The food is already contaminated, because molds and bacteria, they contaminate your food product. Okay, so, and they might want to migrate, okay, from one spot to another in the food, and definitely the whole food product is bad, damaged, and it's not fit for your consumer to consume. So ensure you use a clean and dry containers whenever you want to package your food using a container. The next thing you want to do is use the right label and date. Okay, whenever you are doing your food product, labeling is key. Okay, because your consumer needs to know when is the best before time to use, or when is the appropriate time for them not to use the food product. Okay, so you need to ensure there is a label that carries the date of when they are not supposed to use that food product. Okay, and you need to have a clear labeling of your food product. You need to include ingredients and appropriately label where you use ingredients that have allergy that can affect your consumers' health. Okay, so ensure you make a good label. I'm going to do another video where I'm going to teach how to label. It's going to be in form of a series. Okay, so I'm going to explain how to label, and I'll be giving you examples. I'll be bringing some labels example. So if you're a food entrepreneur, you want to learn how to label, I'll advise you subscribe to this channel. Okay, and keep watching, and I believe I'll be dropping such video very soon. So what's the next thing to do once you have labeled and you have like appropriate date in your food? And the next thing you need to do, you need to learn how to store. Okay, fine, you've already done the required thing. You have stored the food product inside the container. then you need to know how to store it further to preserve the food from going bad easily. Okay, so there are different ways you can store. If it's dry, I think you might want to live in a room condition, okay, in a clean room, well ventilated, okay. And if you are storing maybe food that require chill or freeze temperature, you might also want to use the appropriate equipment for that, all right, or the appropriate storage facility for that. Okay, so whenever you are finished producing your food, it is very important you know where you are storing the food. If you are packing them in boxes, like boxes or cartons, all right, you want to ensure they are they are properly placed inside the carton and sealed, and also put in a storage room where it can be delivered from that place to your final consumer. So ensure you put these things in place whenever you are doing your packaging using a container. And if you have done that, that means you are actually a food entrepreneur that knows how to package his or her food product using a container like a pro. I believe you find this video very helpful. If you got some ideas for some tips on what to do when using your container for storing your food, please don't forget to give this video a like, share it so it can get to more audience and people that might really want to start their food business who require this video. Comment if you have any additional techniques we can use for storing our packaging our food products using containers. And also ensure you subscribe. Thank you for watching this video. I remain your girl Rose, a food entrepreneur and coach. See you in my next video. Bye.